What is going on, guys? Panther here, and we are bringing you our APA Little Cup Wi-Fi Week 3 match against Steven and his Hartford Wailmers. So, picked up a nice 3-0 victory last week against Mellon and his Exeter Chiefs. We're 2-0 on the season now, and cruising here into Week 3 against Steven and his very threatening offensive team that he has. So, on his side that he is chose to bring here this week, he has Squirtle. That's primarily going to be defensive. That's going to be here to response to Ponyta, most likely Sandshrew, maybe even Wingle to an extent. He has a Smoochum. That thing can go a variety of different ways. It matches up really decently against my team with a Stool Stab. I don't have a Steel type or anything like that to switch in. So I'm thinking like Life Orb or Specs or maybe even Z-Move. Fletch, it's a fair bring too. If he can get rid of the rock and roll, Fletch can just go in against my team. Diglett is amazing against my team. It traps a lot of my mobs, my Ponyta, my rock and roll. It hits a really good speed tier. So if he can use Diglett to trap the rock and roll, Fletchling is going to be able to really go in against my team. He's got the Alolan Meowth, fair bring. That's probably just going to be used to pivot around and bring in his threats. And then Krogunk does really well against my defensive core as well, against my Chespin, against mons like my Roggenrola. So it can really go in also. So what I've elected to bring here this week, first up we have our Ponyta. It is a Shed Shell variant. It with Morning Sun, Flare Blitz, High Horsepower, and Wild Charge. Wild Charge is going to do a lot to the Squirtle, obviously. I have Chingling. This is my primary Krogunk response. Krogunk's dual stab is really hard for me to switch into, so I have Chingling here for that. Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, Recover, and Knockoff. I'm pretty speedy. I'm creeping the Krogunk actually, so hopefully to pick it off with a Psychic. I have a Flying MZ Wingle. Now, I actually changed this to Focus Sash because I accidentally brought 2 Z-moves when I was building. Right before the game, I realized it. So I changed it to Focus Sash. So I have Sash Wingle with Scald, Hurricane, Defog, and Tailwind. Tailwind's really good support for one of my offensive bombs that I'll talk about here in just a second. I have a defensive Chespin with Synthesis, Stomping Tantrum for the Krogunk, Thunder Punch for the Fletchling, and then just Seed Bomb. This is really a nuisance for his team with 3 attacks. It hits a lot of his team for super effective damage, and in Little Cup that's really important because just a lot of things don't have recovery, so the damage rolls are so high that they take so much from a super effective hit, even from an uninvested mon. And then what I'm really built around here this week is a Smooth Rock, Roggenrola with Stealth Rock, Sandstorm, Explosion, and Earthquake, and then a Groundium Z SD Sandshrew because Sandshrew just really has no switch-ins on his team. So my plan for this game is to get up my rocks as soon as possible, get a Sandstorm up, and then just really go in with my Sandshrew. So that is my game plan. That is what I'm going to try to do. Let's go ahead and jump into the battle now and see if I'm able to pull it off against Steven here this week. Steven is a very talented battler. So we have our work cut out for us here against this team. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with Dwayne. That was always my primary lead here. That's exactly what I wanted to do, as he leads with the Donatello here, and that sets me in the back immediately because I do not want to stay in against this thing because I can't get my rocks and Sandstorm off on a Scald. So I'm going to go right out into the Nutcracker here. He's obviously has no reason not to Scald. It's a no drawback play for him. He can pick up a burn on the Chespin here and really neuter me. I'm just going to make a read here and go immediately for a Stomping Tantrum on what I predict to be the incoming Krogunk. And I believe we get this prediction right. Anticipation makes him shudder, and he finds that out why right here immediately because we're able to get some nice chip off. That damage tells us that this thing is an Eviolite variant, so we know that this thing and most likely the Squirtle are the Eviolite mons. Going to go into Jingling. The Chingling here, it's very, very bulky actually. Can't leave Chespin in because Bulletproof blocks Sludge Bomb, not Sludge Wave. Like I said, I am faster, so if he wants to Sucker Punch me, I'm just going to go ahead and recover up here. He can try to Sucker Punch me, do whatever he wants. I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, just recover on up, and I'm going to be able to get up to a nice amount of HP to be able to come in on this thing later. This thing is built to take on Krogunk all day. So Going to now go out into my Ponyta because I can take whatever this Smoocher wants to throw at me here. He's going to go ahead and use Trick here, and I believe he gives me a Choice Scarf. I think he was probably just guessing that I was going to leave my Chingling in, but he gets my Shed Shell, unfortunately. But the good news is that now I am Scarfed, and now I am a threat. So I'm going to go ahead and just Flare Blitz here and pick up the kill on the Smoochum. That's one Mon that we are not going to have to worry about anymore. So, yeah, I'm locked into Flare Blitz, but Squirtle now is his only response to that, and Squirtle's going to be really pressured here in this match. So, out into the Nutcracker I go here as he fires off a clean Ice Beam, and the Ice Beam damage does a good amount, 8 HP, but I'm just going to be able to Synthesis up here and get back up to a nice amount of HP as he goes right back out into the Croagunk. I believe I Synthesis anyways. Yeah, just Synthesis on up, so a little bit ahead of the turns here. But yeah, so we're able to get rid of that Smoochum early, which is really nice, because I don't have a lot for that thing. And then we get Trick the Scarf too, which actually ends up, not being too bad after all. So he's going to go for the knockoff here on my Chingling. Now, I make a bit of an over prediction here. I thought there was no way he was going to leave in his Croagunk here on this play, so I just go ahead and fire off the Dazzling Gleam. Obviously, we would have blown this thing away with a Psychic here, and I wish I just would have clicked it and not over predicted, but I don't have a lot of switch-ins into the Alola Meowth anyway. My team doesn't like knock, and I didn't want him to pivot and just get free setups, so he's able to take us out here. But now I'm able to go out into my Sandshrew and threaten something. In comes the Donatello, and I know for a fact that this Donatello cannot take an Earthquake into my Z Earthquake, so that's exactly my game plan. That's exactly what I'm going to go for here. Is I'm just going to hit this thing with an EQ. I'll let him know I'm nice and offensive, and then I'm just going to go ahead and bust this Z move off and do a lot of damage to this if he wants to stay in, and most likely kill it. So let's see if we're able to pick up the kill. There's no way that this shouldn't here at this point in the match. And that's going to really open the door for the Scarf Ponyta now, which is the idea that I had in mind. If I can get rid of this thing, Scarf Ponyta looks fantastic because, yeah, we've identified one of his Scarfers. At worst, his Alola Meowth is going to be Scarfed. So I'm betting this thing. Him going into this thing immediately tells me that it's Z-Mon as well, because it's the only way he's going to be able to kill my Sandshrew. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go ahead and pop his Z move off and pick up the kill on my Sandshrew. So my strats of a Sandstorm Sweep is going to go down the bucket here, but that is what it is. Randy pays the price there on that one, but Randy did his job. Randy broke the Donatello for win goal and broke it for my Ponyta here. So that is what it is. So down goes my Sandshrew. I can go right on out into my Ponyta now because I know he does not have a switch in into Ponyta's Flare Blitz. And that's just what I'm going to click. It's Flare Blitz because it's going to do a ton of damage. And yeah, we're going to be able to pick up the kill on this Diglett. And I'm thinking I'm in pretty good shape here because Ponyta can just keep clicking Flare Blitz against Steven's team and just do a ton of damage. Now he goes out into the Fletchling here. I don't want to stay in because obviously Gale Wings Acrobatics is going to hurt. So I'm just going to go right out into Rock and Rolla. That's we're able to eat that up with ease. And I'm just going to go ahead and fire off my Stealth Rocks here on this turn as he goes for the U-turn. So up go my rocks. And that's going to be sure that we take away priority from this thing as he goes on out into the Croagunk. And I still like my Rock and Rolla here because it still deals with the Fletchling as long as I don't let it get to +2 or anything like that. So I'm just going to go hard out into Chespin here. Chespin's the least most valuable member of the team because it loses the Croagunk, it loses to the Fletchling, and the Alola Meowth hasn't came in yet, but I should be able to handle the Alola Meowth because if it's Scarf, then I still outspeed it with Pony. I still have Sash Wingull because he's not going to be able to get up rocks. And yeah, so I've got some speed on my Chespin obviously as well, as it looks like he does not have a lot of speed on Croagunk, as he's just going to fire off the Sludge Wave and pick up the kill after the knockoff on Chespin. So Chespin's done his job. Yeah, so here comes Spirit again because I feel like I can just click Flare Blitz and pick up a kill. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, as he just fires off the vacuum wave, and I know I was out of range of that, and I shouldn't die to the Flare Blitz recoil for the amount of health that he is at. So now I'm thinking he's got to go out into Lulling Meow for the fake out here now. But he goes out into the Fletchling, which makes me think his Alolan Meowth does not have it. So I'm thinking I'm in good shape here. And he reveals the quick attack, which I was not even thinking about. So good tech on his part to pick off my Ponyta. And that play set me back a lot because I thought I was going to still be able to get off another kill with my Ponyta. So I'm going to go up into my Roggenrola here, and it's going to come down to it. 2v2. He's going to fire off a big Steel Wing here, which I'm out of range of. I'm not worried about that. As I just fire off a boom, it picked me up a kill here at this point in the match. I'm going to boom no matter what. Didn't want to Rock Blast and him go out into the Alolan Meowth, and then Alolan Meowth would pick me off, because then I would lose to the combination of Quick Attack plus Scarf Alolan Meowth. So we're going to go ahead and boom, pick up the kill, and I know I should be able to win as long as I hit here at this point, no matter what, since I am Focus Sash. So let's see if we're able to pick up a Hurricane kill with this move, and Pico's going to be able to connect, take it out, and we're going to be able to win a very, very close one here against Steven. So that one was a really good match. That was a really fun match. Steven played that game very well. The big play, the big pivotal play of that match was my my choke on that quick attack. That really set my team back a lot, because I was not even thinking about the quick attack on the Fletchling. So good game with Steven. He really brought a really well-rounded team. Thankfully, we were able to pick up the win, though, and little old Wingles was able to hit that Hurricane there in the clutch there. So we're now 3-0 now in the season, and got 9 weeks left here in this thing. Next week we have Jack and his it's Los Angeles Valentinis. I didn't want to say Los Angeles because I think he's from England, and I didn't think Los Angeles was right for a British boy. Looking forward to that match. But good game again to you, Steven. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Little Cup content so far. If you are enjoying Little Cup, I really encourage you to get into a Little Cup Draft League. I'm telling you guys, the prep is super quick. The spreads are really you can be as creative as you want to with them, obviously, but it's really straightforward. The matches are really fun. Even if you get hacks or anything, there's really no salt. I mean, it's just it's a very refreshing change of pace. So I really encourage you to get into a Little Cup Draft League if you have not tried it. Give it a shot. You may turn out to really fall in love with it like I have. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for your support this season. For your Cleffas, we're now 3-0. Hopefully, we're able to steamroll our way to this championship. Really want this one. Really want to close this out with a championship here in Little Cup, since it was robbed from us in Season 4 by Gypsy. But anyways, guys, I'm out. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.